What's going on, guys? Michael, back again with Michael's Monday Market. How are we all doing, everybody? I am so sorry for missing last week's episode again. I got my MRI results back, and unfortunately, I did tear my ACL and MCL, but what can you do about it? Only thing you can do is push forward. But today, let's talk about these interest rates. Let's talk about the market today, and let's get started.
It's Michael's Monday Market.
Jumping straight into the video, guys, mortgage applications have never been higher. We are getting a surge in mortgage applications ever since now the rates have been slowly trickling down, and now they're starting to kind of roll down the mountain pretty fast. I'm super excited to say this, but our inventory, while it is still rising, it is rising a little bit less, and just a hint less. But that still shows a cooling market. It still shows that there is now buyers in the market. This is especially good for you, my sellers, who have been waiting to get that home sold, especially to the people who are trying to sell their home to maybe move for a job opportunity, or maybe for other opportunities that, life comes at you and you need that home sold and it's just been sitting on the market and you've had to do price decreases, or maybe having to compensate the buyer a little bit more than you would you wanted to. And I think definitely too, for my buyers, I think it's a win-win market right now, especially when the Feds drop. Hopefully they drop in the next, they have the two meetings right now. So it's the 16th and the 17th. The 17th, hopefully they speak and say, hey, rates are dropping. That would be a celebration for both the sellers and the buyers. I do think, though, we are leaning in a buyer's market as a whole. And why I say this is because once the rates drop, the buyers are going to flood into the market, and it's time to now kind of purchase the correct home that they want. There's a lot of inventory, especially in the Vegas market, with 4 months of inventory right now. And the biggest thing too is, in my opinion, with the win-win market of the sellers who have been on the market for over 50 days, they'll be able to get their home sold with at least a little bit more buyers in the market. For my money-making investors, though, I just want to say, if you guys are not getting in this market right now, then you guys are going to lose out. Because with the homes that are, again, being on the market for over 50, really try to hunt for the kind of the families that got to start hustling, get out of there. Maybe you can snag a good deal. When I say kind of look for the homes that are on the market for a little bit longer, I definitely think that, with a home that's been on the market for over 100 days, maybe the seller is not trying to move at all. Maybe it's on the market for a very long time. It can either mean there's no traction, or that seller is not gonna budge. So I think that's the thing, is just start picking up the phone, start dialing, start asking the seller agents, what's going on, what's the story, and maybe you guys can get a good deal out of this. Quickly, I just want to have a quick chat because I was talking to some of these students or colleagues of mine at my university, and we were having a debate on whether renting or buying is good for the next couple of years. And I was talking to them because some of them are either starting out in college, so they're not even ready for a career yet, or some of them are actually coming back and they're in a career. They just want to get that promotion. Maybe it's a master's in business, or it's a master's in economics, things to get a better position in the line of work that they're doing right now. Especially to my nurses, I'm talking to a lot of nurses right now, and we were debating on whether or not renting would be more financially viable than owning a home. And so when we were talking about it, I think they were shocked. And when I told them, I said, it's whatever that you feel powerful enough to do. Why do I say it's whatever you feel like doing? It's because if you want to buy a home, congratulations, you are starting generational wealth, maybe for your future family. And if you don't want a family, you don't have a family, and it's for you, you are starting out wealth for you. Because when you're renting, listen, just give me the money, right? And I'll take it. Because what you're essentially doing is grabbing money, putting some gas on it, and lighting it on fire. Because you are not owning anything, right? The walls are not yours, the roof and the floor are not yours. Sure, the table might be yours, the couch might be yours, but that is it. When you're in a home, it is your home, right? It is what you want to do with it. And now back to the affordability part of it, especially to the younger generation, the younger millennials to older Gen Z, they're getting into this market right now, right? My first home buyers that I just worked with recently, they're in their younger 20s and they were able to get into a home. So I think them alone, you can do it, right? The biggest thing is your debt to income ratio, right? Or your income as a whole, right? Of course, I feel bad for people who are in the market and cannot get a job because of the economy and all this thing. But right now, if you have a stable job, if you have some cash in the bank, this is what I think you guys should do. Work on your debt, right? And that's the biggest thing too, is what I see in my generation is we get a credit card, we spend it once and we're like, oh wow, that didn't take anything out of my debit. We spend it again and we spend it again, spend. And then you go, oh wait, let's look at my debit. I think I can afford a new car, right? And then that rate is insane. And now you have a $1,200 a month payment, or a little bit less than that. That was exaggerating, but a very high payment, let's say $600 to $700 a month, right? Not including insurance, not including gas, not including your food. And then you have to pay rent. And for the people who are in a luxury rental, why are you doing that to yourself? Right? You can afford to get into a home then. If you're doing a luxury rental, how about this? Instead of doing a luxury rental, buy a home and flip it. And I'm the guy to talk to. I have all the contractor names, I have all the plumbers, everything that you need to do to help flip your home into your own luxury rental. It is now your luxury home, right? So I think the best thing to do right now is look at your finances, okay? I see a lot of people complaining, I cannot afford, yet sit in a luxury rental with a $600 a month payment on a car, with your insurance payment, your food payment, you go out on vacation, you travel to Europe, you travel this, you do this, and then you complain about not being able to afford it. Well, for example, your car payment and your rental payment might as well just throw gas and throw the money away, right? Learn how to manage the money, and the house comes next, because that is your ownership, right? That is your ticket to getting more of a generational wealth started. Enough of my rant. On a more positive note, I really do think we're about to see a peak of the market right now. I do really think that we are going to see a time where buyers are actually going to be able to afford and get in the market and start the journey of purchasing their first home. And my sellers too, who are urging to get out, I think your time is going to be coming soon. And we're crossing our fingers and waiting for the feds to drop this rate, because I think even the smallest amount will go a long way. And again too, if you guys want help with anything to do with real estate, I don't care if you use me as a real estate agent. I just want to make sure you guys are educated, because I wish I was educated when I was getting into the market or learning how to do certain real estate things. I wish I learned this almost immediately and I started studying it when I was younger. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below, send me a DM on Instagram, and everybody have a great rest of your week. I will see you guys next week on Michael's Monday Market. Have a good one, guys.